another Saturday of soccer, and it begins with USL League One at WakeMed Soccer Park, one of the premier stadiums in the country. USL League One first place team North Carolina FC welcomes in Central Valley Fuego FC. And when you take a look at the USL League One standings, you see the story. North Carolina FC, they've been on or near the top all season long, but Union Omaha is charging. That'll be the next opponent for North Carolina FC. Central Valley Fuego FC, bottom of the table. They got a whole lot of wood to chop. Got a wonderful three-person booth today. I'm Dean Linke, pleased to be joined by 2003 national champion from North Carolina, who won that championship on this field, talking about Kendall Fletcher-White and the great Andrew Tate. And we'll start with Kendall Fletcher-White. Great to have you here for your debut in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, excited to be here. As someone who's grown up in this area and played on this field for Carolina and the Courage, I'm looking forward to a good game today and being here with you too.
And obviously it's a great one today, Kendall, for you to be here. You've got top of the table versus bottom of the table. But to me, the league table does lie a little bit at the moment, because I think Central Valley Fuego, a much better team than the standing show. And North Carolina has to be at it from the get-go. One man that has been at it is Raheem Somersault, 26-year-old St. Kitts and Nevis international, real key cog in the midfield for North Carolina.
Yeah, and another important player for today is Olex Anderson. Obviously, he's a prolific goal scorer. A little slow off the mark last time he was out on the pitch, so we're going to need a good start for him today in order for NCFC to really get into the match.
He's sitting on 13 goals. Who do you have your eyes on for Fuego, Andrew Tate?
That would be the 28-year-old captain, former Cal State player in Jose Carrera Garcia. Real cultured midfielder in there. He'll be pulling the strings. I know John Bradford's a long-time admirer and labelled him as the best central midfielder in USL League One last year.
Kendall Fletcher-White, Bass, Olex, Valley Fuego FC. The lineups and the kick when we return.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from The Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna. And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas. Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop The Fresh Market today.
With a brood like that to take care of, WakeMed Urgent Care ought to come in handy. We're everywhere you are, so accessing the care they need when they need it is easy. Soccer star? Covered. Your kids? Your baby? Done. The biggest baby of all? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. Now how convenient is that? Download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including you-know-who.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
WakeMed Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina. A little early start for NCFC because it's 7:30. The North Carolina Courage, a great part of this family, will also take WakeMed Soccer Field. Central Valley Fuego FC in town. Dean, Kendall, and Andrew. And we'll turn it over to Kendall to break down John Bradford's starting lineup for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, NCFC is going with the same lineup as their last match. We obviously highlighted Somersault in the pregame, but he'll be joined by Maldonado, Cervania, and Rafa in the midfield.
That's the starting lineup for John Bradford, and the starting lineup for Central Valley Fuego FC, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and 3 changes for the visitors, who's coming off a 3-3 tie midweek against Richmond Kickers. A changing goal with Mitch North coming back in. Had a number of appearances there between the sticks this season. And then 2 changes in the attacking areas with Maximus Eck, just 18 years old, and Zahir Vasquez. So it'll be interesting to see how fresh they can come in and impact this Central Valley Fuego team.
Central Valley Fuego has had a wild 2 games, both draws, dropping points in both matches. Fuego led a 4-2 lead versus a 10-man Madison team, slipped to 4-2 on Saturday. And then after being down 2-0, they took a 3-2 lead against Richmond, only to see Richmond also take 2 points away. Meanwhile, NCFC had their club record 10-match unbeaten streak come to an end after a 2-1 loss to Northern Colorado in their last match. That was right here at Wakemed Soccer Park. Center back David Garcia scored the equalizer in the 52nd minute, and he ended up making the USL Team of the Week. That's Garrett McLaughlin, teamed up with Olex Anderson. And the great news, Andrew Tate, is Olex Anderson was pulled out after the first 45, but this team has reached a level of maturity. No drama involved in that change.
No, absolutely no. It just was a bit off colour last week, the home team, North Carolina. After a 10-game unbeaten streak, you can sort of forgive it a little bit. But I expect the front 2, Garrett McLaughlin and Olex Anderson, to be the dynamic duo that we come to expect.
Central Valley Fuego FC out of Fresno, California. They're in their all-white uniforms. North Carolina FC going with the blue tops, white shorts, and blue socks. Here we go. USL League One action. Central Valley Fuego FC in town to take on North Carolina FC. With Omaha right around the corner, the hottest team right now in USL League One, I think this is a must 3-point game for North Carolina FC, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really tough place to go. Nebraska any time of the year, but especially when they're on the hot vein of form that we're on now, back-to-back wins, right? I think it will be 6 or 7 wins in a row, Dean. They have come from nowhere, but they've been a strong performer at USL League One for a number of years now and really coming into a rich vein of form.
Quick segue off of your comment on Omaha, particularly with Kendall Fletcher White here. Women's sports the other day in Lincoln, 92,003 showing up for a women's volleyball game.
Yeah, I actually saw pictures of that. I have a good friend who lives there. That's really exciting for women's sports. It's great when a community gets around any of their sports teams, but what a moment for those women playing in front of that crowd.
New world record, Andrew, watching a women's sporting event in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they played Omaha, which was kind of cool. So Nebraska and Omaha's incredible sight. Back to the game. Central Valley Fuego FC in their white uniforms. This one dropped all the way back. Finds Chavez from Chula Vista, California. Center back is Daluz. Played in the middle now to Jose Carrera Garcia. I think, Andrew, it was during his time with Chattanooga when John Bradford made that statement, right?
Yeah. I think John was an admirer of many of the Chattanooga players right at the time. They'd come in here and cause all types of problems, but he was certainly one of the main culprits. I think every time he came out here, he was pulling the strings for a number of talented players.
Lemus dancing, and they'll point to the spot, and a terrible start for North Carolina FC as Omar Lemus earns the penalty kick. We'll get a replay to find out if there was any theatrics here with it.
Yeah, and it's Nelson Flores that gets tangled up a little bit to start with.
He looks like he's outside the 18.
Yeah, the problem is we do not have video assistant referee here to pull that one back, so that decision is going to stand. There's certainly contact. Savania just dangled the leg, clipped the feet of Lemus, and the penalty is going to stand.
Velimir Stefanovic is the referee.
He took a long look at it, didn't he, Dean? He was there, he was in a good position, and he was thinking about it, and he's come up with the penalty. It's a really harsh decision. I know last time out, Dean, there was the goal that was scored by Northern Colorado. There was a couple of yards offside, I think, in the review from having better footage and better angles. So now it's down to Brooks Thompson to come up big for the home team.
After the penalty kick is taken, we'll get Kendall Fletcher White's take. I think it was a foul, but it was clear to me that it was outside the 18 where the contact was made. Nonetheless, a chance for Central Valley Fuego FC to take an early 1-0 lead. Stepping up with the finish right down Main Street, and the goal coming to Cerritos, and it's 1-0. Central Valley Fuego FC on top.
Yeah, I think it was really close. I think it might have been outside the box too, obviously. Yeah, he clips him. Oh, as he's going over that line, it's a really hard call. You've got to let it go to the referee on that one. But I think NCFC defenders were a little impatient diving in a little bit early here in the game.
All to do now. What a start for Central Valley Fuego. 7 goals in the previous 2 games, coming out with a great start here. North Carolina have given up goals, Dean, in all of the games recently that I can think of. That 10-game unbeaten streak had lots of games where they weren't keeping the clean sheet. So once again, they have it all to do. Going to have to find that attacking spark.
They are the best team in the league at coming from behind, and they have found themselves behind a lot. I mean, John Bradford has talked a lot about getting off to a quick start. Also, the need to pitch a shutout, and neither one has happened. But they routinely do come back, and they come back not with just 1, but usually 2 or 3. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, this is really the first stretch NCFC has had the ball. They were defending for most of that first part. So hopefully they can get themselves settled in and take it to Fuego.
One by Summersoft for the moment. One back by Fuego. Mikey Maldonado. What a solid citizen Maldonado has been for North Carolina FC. He has been ready each and every week. For a while, it was Maldonado and Arriaga, but then the emergence from Summersaw after the Gold Cup came back a different player. Keep in mind, this North Carolina FC team has missed their captain, Navarro, for well over a month now. The word is he will be back before the playoffs start, and Fernandez and Garcia have been fine. Navarro, though, so much experience that he offers and leadership. Here's Olex Anderson. They now have printed Golex t-shirts, and Olex Anderson Jr. will earn a throw-in. It'll be a throw-in to North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and that's more like the Olex Anderson Jr. we used to see, and we didn't see any of that last week out in that first 45 that he put in against Northern Colorado. They're getting him into that channel. Look for that to be a real staple of their performance today for North Carolina if they're going to get the 3 points that they so desperately need.
Mikey Maldonado, one of the better throw-ins in USL League One. It has led to goals on multiple occasions. And you can see Central Valley Fuego FC actually putting a player in front of the throw-in pretty tight. Knocked out of bounds for safety by Garcia. Congratulations to him, making the USL Team of the Week, as he did score a goal in that 2-1 loss. They drop it back. Chavez. I do want to point out that that ball came up to the perch and Kendall Fletcher White tracked it down. Well done.
Commentator and ball kid.
Good ball played up top. Vasquez. Hits it. One of the stories of the team this year. They're all excited about the 16-turned-17-year-old Nick Holliday. He is finally 17, right, Andrew? Nick Holliday, I believe.
I think he's one of those. He's like my kids. I've just told him to stay a certain age, and he stays there forever.
I did the same thing. It doesn't work, unfortunately.
Shucks.
But he is out for the season, and Trevor Mulqueen did a decent job. Tor Saunders also got hurt, so they bring in Brooks Thompson, who's let some goals in, but really hasn't been his fault. He's been fine back there.
Yeah, just looking at the bench team for North Carolina, it looks really strong. You're talking about Navarro and Holiday and some of the players that they're missing, but I'm looking at the bench. Obviously, they've got Nathan and Talu on the bench today. He's finally got some of the visa issues sorted out, so he can make his debut hopefully at some point in the near future.
Maybe even this game. Nelson Flores Blanco. It's pretty good ball movement right there from North Carolina FC. Fernandez drops it to Christian Liu Young, and it'll be a corner kick, North Carolina FC. Kendall Fletcher White won a national championship on this field in 2003. It was beautiful then, and it's still beautiful today.
Yeah, it was a lot colder then. It was mid-December. I think it was record lows there, so I'll take the sunshine.
I'm at the field, but I'm with you on the weather.
Yeah.
It is amazing, this field, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful to play on. The ground staff here do a wonderful job keeping the pitch perfect. It's what every player dreams to play on. Nice surface, good crowd. See what they can do here with the corner for NCFC.
Cervania with his left foot. Maldonado got a piece of it to at least slow down the transition from Central Valley Fuego FC. That looked offside, and it was. So just a little bit too early was Victor Falk from Sweden. And it'll come back to North Carolina FC. If you joined us late, a semi-controversial, I don't know, I mean, I didn't think it was a PK. That's just my opinion. But nonetheless, they awarded it to Central Valley Fuego FC, and it was hammered home by Cerritos, and that's where we stand as Central Valley Fuego FC with an early 1-0 lead.
And John Bradford was saying, Dean, in my conversation with him the other day, just looking ahead to this game, just how tremendously difficult this game was going to be and the opponent coming in. And obviously, it's shown in the first few minutes here. Just the movement up top, what they can throw at you. They've got a lot of players back fit and healthy. Talks about the captain in the open. He was missing for the first 12 games this season, Dean, and whenever you're missing your captain for that length of time and a player as integral as Jose Carrera Garcia, it's going to have an impact.
Yeah, well said. Some history with this Central Valley Fuego team. They were founded in 2002, so they've been around for some time. Nicknamed Fuego FC. Colors are red, black, and green, as that one's going to roll out of bounds. They play at Fresno State Soccer Stadium, seats 3,500, and their owners are Juan and Elisa Rulis. You can learn more by going to fuegofc.com. Nelson Flores Blanco has routinely been called in now by Hugo Perez, the head coach of the El Salvador national team. Maldonado. Hernandez back to Flores Blanco. Here's McLaughlin. Olex Anderson's going to make a run right down the middle. Then he'll cut back. Cervania will drop it. Somersault. One more time to Liu Young. McLaughlin. And it's pulled out of the air. Handled there by Mitchell North. Quick transition.
NCFC has found a lot of success here early, using their flanks, getting their two front runners running wide into that space and behind. I think that's going to be key for them moving forward. Now it's about finding those players in the box and putting it away.
Yeah, I was watching Raheem Somersault on that last play. Kendall, he was hanging out on the top of the box, and it was just that little touch from Jaden Cervania, almost overcomplicated a little bit. Didn't need to be that cute.
Cervania. Somersault, what a great trap. Gets it back to McLaughlin. Somersault gets it back. Rafa has it now. Rafa inside to Olex Anderson. Cleared out of there by Fuego. Rafa will get the whistle, and this will be a Pretty dangerous opportunity here now for North Carolina FC.
I don't think there'll be many arguments about who's taking this one, Dean. Usually when Luis Perez is on the field, it's right or left footer, but I'm expecting Rafa to be all over this one.
I do agree.
Although Jaden Savania would be the other pick. Is this your range here, Kendall?
Yeah, it's far enough to get it up and over that wall. Just got to hit it with a bit of power. Yeah, so I'd say this is about my range for sure.
I can see you thundering it in from that range. Not much messing around.
That's right.
The defender laser.
I still think goalkeepers are some of the best players to step up and take, certainly PKs, but free kicks, because they hit dead balls all the time.
Yeah.
It's certainly a specialty to hit a dead ball. You're starting to see more goalkeepers taking PKs and shootouts and things.
Rafa, but not on target.
I want to see how close that one was. It's creeping around that wall.
15 minutes in, Central Valley Fuego FC with a 1-0 lead by virtue of a penalty kick and a finish from Cerritos. Here's the high press. We did not see much of the high press in the first half of a loss in the last game here at Wake Med Soccer Park. Good ball to Rafa, right down the spine, eliminating a line. Deflected. And a key deflection coming in there by DeLuce. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. As it always happens, and there were parts of the country, and we wish them the best, that did get hit pretty hard by the hurricane. Everybody kind of was really worried about that potential weather, and really not much at all around here.
Yes, thankfully this area has been known to get hit hard at times for hurricanes, so I think everyone was quite thankful that there was not much damage, not much wind, and even not that much rain.
Yeah, by the middle of the day, Thursday even, it was beautiful. Yeah, because actually I called a Duke men's soccer game Thursday night and the weather was perfect.
Yep, school was cancelled, Dean. My kids weren't complaining.
They did cancel it?
Yeah. It was a bit of a head scratcher, right? Because the tropical storm we knew was hitting certain areas really badly, but like you said, here we didn't get it. And I got the text, like, school's closed tomorrow. And I'm like, what? But I'd rather it was that way around than the other way around, right?
Yeah. Laughlin, a little rough touch from him. Rafa was calling for it. One bounce to North. North has been quick getting rid of it. It's clearly part of the game plan. Lemus makes a good run. Now he's going to attack. Laughlin back to Flores Blanco. Good pass from Maldonado to McLaughlin. And now Lou Young. So Kendall Fletcher White, let me get your take on this. Lou Young, and I probably get in trouble for saying how much I like him, but one of the things I like about him is he never changes his demeanor. Good, bad, or indifferent, he always stays the same. I like players like that.
Yeah, that shows a lot of composure and confidence. It means you can control your emotions. Sometimes your emotions can be great if you can get yourself worked up, and sometimes that'll help. But I think overall, players that are able to maintain their emotions throughout any situation will have much more consistency and ability to impact and affect games.
Yeah, that's him. He actually lost his starting position to start the season to another new player, DJ Benton. But, Andrew, when he got it back, he has pretty much stayed out there for the most part.
Yeah, there was a lot of chopping and changing, wasn't there, in the sort of that middle of the season part. But now I feel like he's taken the claim. He's shown his head coach what he can provide the team.
Maldonado.
That's an important quality for young players, having that ability to rebound, to learn from what they were doing, work their way back in, and earn that starting spot. That'll be good experience for him moving forward.
You're hearing the wisdom of Kendall Fletcher-White making her broadcast debut. She'll also be on Valley Sports South tonight, 7:30, as will Andrew Tate. All three of us for the North Carolina Courage and Gotham. A little push right there, and the fans wanted a return of the penalty kick, as that was Deleuze with the push.
See it again here. Savania. He's definitely got a hold of his shirt there initially, Deleuze. And then there's two hands sort of in that upper chest, lower throat area. Jaden Savania is one that spends a lot of time on the deck, but there's contact there, just kind of how there was in the North Carolina box a few moments ago. But the referee on this occasion declines to give the penalty.
Stops the game, though, just to make sure he's okay. His hands are on his head. Obviously, that's an important thing, making sure players are okay if there's any head injury involved.
I think that would have been a soft penalty to give Kendall. I can see why the appeals are going, but I think in North Carolina's side, they were hoping it was going to be 1-for-1 there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would have definitely been a soft penalty. You could say maybe a questionable penalty on the other side, but that's the way it goes, especially without VAR.
Edison Gonzalez, the top man for Central Valley Fuego FC. Got to be pleased right now. 21 minutes in with a 1-0 lead on the road against the first place North Carolina FC. Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson Jr. gets back up. Denied by North. Good shot by Olex Anderson Jr. How many times this year, Andrew Tate, has Olex Anderson Jr. made something out of almost nothing?
Exactly, Dean. That was nothing, because the rest of the team weren't pressing. It was just him and Garrett McLaughlin just sort of alive to a bit of sloppy play from Fuego, and ball's loose. He's onto it in a flash, and we're really interested to see if the referee goes back to give a yellow card there, because if Anderson stays down, he's got a decision to make. I don't know if he was quite going to be the out-and-out last man, but he was close to being the last man and denying a goal-scoring opportunity.
Here's Rafa. Likes to come back in on that right foot. Cervania. Cervania not on frame that time. Cervania can hit him with both. Probably a little bit sharper with his left.
Yeah, let's see. Just great work by McLaughlin and Olex. Olex working hard, getting up, getting a shot on frame. Want to try to find those corners, but that's really good from Olex. He's on his toes. He's ready to go. Making stuff happen up top, even with his defensive work rate.
Just snatched at it a little bit, though, didn't he? He was so quick to get to his feet, and he's such a bundle of fast-twitch fibres that then he just unleashes the shot. I think he could have dropped it down a couple of gears or two, Dean, right, into sort of more hour speed, and then picked his spot.
Only because he earned himself a little extra space. He
Exactly, yeah.
Well done. Perfectly timed by Liu Young. To me, that's an art to time headers like that, Kendall Fletcher. You know the value of White, the value of heading the ball, particularly defensively. A lot of times you'll get a call if you're leaning in at all, but you saw Liu Young go straight up and time it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a defender, if you can have a good vertical and you can jump early, you can go straight up while also preventing the attacking player from jumping as well. And so that's about that timing you're talking about. It's being able to time that, get up early, don't let anyone get up with you, rise above everyone, and head it clear.
And while we were talking about Liu Young, it was Liu Young who intercepted the ball again to give the ball back to North Carolina FC, who in the last 10 minutes have had a lot more of the ball as they trail 1-0. Cervania. was out for a while, and it was kind of fine because Luis Perez was magical, and then Luis Perez took a knock right at the time Cervania was coming back.
Yeah, but I think Jaden Cervania's stock's gone up a lot this year, Dean. Just his maturity that he's showing now. When I looked at his age last week, I couldn't believe that he's only 21. You know, he's really sort of shown that maturity, responsibility in the middle of the park, and can do rolls out wide, and got a great left foot.
Rafa, good ball to Lou Young. Lou Young. He's into the 18. Lou Young is looking for Rafa. He'll fall to Cervania, and Cervania's fouled, and he'll get a free kick. And a yellow card coming. That'll come to the goal scorer, Cerritos. So pretty good first half. A goal and a yellow card, not a bad start.
And once again, it's Jaden Cervania involved in it all. Cerritos just a little bit late, a little clumsy there. There's definitely contact. And Cervania, when there's contact, he's going to milk that all day long because it sets up a great set-piece opportunity here. And it favours his left foot.
Rafa over the ball as well.
And CFC beat Fuego 2-0 in their first matchup. That was back on May 5th. Rafa and Luis Perez with the goals in Fresno. Who are you taking here, Andrew?
Cervania all day long.
Okay.
I just think that left foot, just talked about it. And this is, I think, a couple of weeks ago, Dean, I saw they were showing that Luis Perez goal from this same area. Came back up on social media. I've got visions of that again right here.
Yep, that also was with a left foot. Mitchell North, the goalkeeper for Fuego. Getting ready, Cervania with the left, and right at North. I mean, right at him.
Call out the breadbasket. Right in there. Didn't even have to move. Disappointing, got it around the wall, but didn't make the keeper work anywhere near enough.
Got a whistle.
Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
1-0, the visitors, Central Valley Fuego FC on top. Cerritos from the penalty spot, putting it by Thompson, and that's where we stand. Now another opportunity for Fuego to get some white jerseys at the top of the 18 and perhaps challenge Thompson as they look for the second goal here in the first half. This one hit pretty deep, though. It's going to go off the head of North Carolina FC as that found Garcia. It'll be a corner kick for Fuego.
Seen there was a lapse in concentration or miscommunication there. Free header for Garcia. I think Thompson could have commanded his box a bit more. And one thing I'm looking for here is the centre-back Francois Delis. Scored in his last two games. Big set-piece threat. Number 13 at the back post now.
Here comes the corner. Fuego. Clearance. Good little movement right here. That's Carrera who got it out wide. Sent in and headed away by McLaughlin. It'll be another corner kick for Central Valley Fuego FC. Of late, something about the first half for North Carolina FC, and then the second half they come out rocking and rolling. Is that what we're leaning toward here again? 28 minutes in. There's the corner, spun around. That was dangerous. Kept alive and missed hit entirely that time by number 14, Vasquez.
Just going back to your point, Dean, yeah, I know John Bradford wasn't screaming and shouting at them at half-time, whereas some coaches probably could have done the other day. But he was really encouraged by the start, the positive start to the second half against Northern Colorado. They got the equaliser, they were pushing for the second, had chances to take the lead, and then they got sort of sucker punched the other way. Bit of a mix-up at the back with the goalkeeper and Nelson Flores, but it was the response he was looking for. I'd say they've played quite well this half, Dean. They just, if you take away that opening goal for Fuego, it's been mostly North Carolina.
Lou Young looking for the corner kick. How about that ball from Rafa to Lou Young right there? Kendall, that was a big time ball.
Great such a point. Great by Lou Young to be ready and getting up again. NCFC just taking advantage of using that flank play is really paying off for them. But again, just lacking a little bit of finesse and picking out those runners in the box to get a shot on frame.
Dean, all 3 goals in midweek. Fuego won't like me saying this, but all 3 goals they conceded midweek were all off set pieces. Corners for the kickers, really dangerous. I'm sure North Carolina have been looking to exploit that in training.
Let's see. Hernandez goes near post. Headed away. There's a player down right now. And they're calling for the trainer.
With NCFC in first place at USL League One ahead of their return to USL Championship next year.
And they're going to use it, it looks like, as a hydration break as well. So in minute 30, they will have a hydration break. So with the hydration break, let's break down this game so far, what we've seen. We'll start with you, Andrew Tate. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's much more like North Carolina. They're not in top gear, but they're getting closer to it. Alex Anderson testing Mitch North with that chance. Some half chances in and around the box, but getting Lou Young attacking. Flores doing his thing. Rafa's involved. For me, there's chances for a goal in this first half for the home team.
Yeah, for me, I think McLaughlin's movement up top is actually really great when we're in our build-up, in NCFC's build-up play. I'd like to see Olex move off of him a little bit more to get the ball in behind. I think that might create some more opportunities moving off McLaughlin, who's really, his runs are really opening up that back line.
All right, well said. Hydration breaks are part of the game now. I do want to tell you that after today, NCFC does have 3 remaining home matches in USL League One before moving to USL Championship in 2024. In preparation of the move, season tickets for 2024 are on sale now. Tickets start at just $8 per match and include great benefits. Renew or purchase by October 1 for a chance to win an NCFC player jersey. Go to northcarolinafc.com/season-tickets for a full breakdown of the benefits and incentives. We'll have more on the upcoming schedule at halftime of both of these teams, North Carolina FC and Central Valley Fuego FC. Central Valley will return home for 3 straight home games. They'll have Lexington on September 10th, Northern Colorado on the 16th, and this very same team, North Carolina FC, will travel to Fresno for a game on September 20. Make no mistake, we are headed down the stretch run with playoff spots on the line. You finish 1 and 2 and you are guaranteed that home game. That would be massive for North Carolina FC.
It certainly would, Dean. Tell you what, they've been pretty good on the road as well, though. The record's actually even better on the road.
It's a sign of a good team that can get it done at home or on the road.
Sylvania earning yet another corner kick.
Dean, just that the playoffs, we've always talked about how good this league is, and Fuego obviously bottom of the table right now, but picked up 2 really big ties against Fort Madison and Richmond Kickers, and they're coming here leading 1-0. I mean, last night, Knoxville knocked off South Georgia Tormentor 3-1 away, and then Lexington were holding on to a 1-0 lead, and they gave a goal in the 98th minute against a Triumph. So just amazing, that competition for the playoffs.
Sylvania spun that around Olympico style. North punches it with one hand. And Fernandez claiming he got his jersey pulled. It'll come back to Fuego. North Carolina sitting in first place in USL League One, but they need to win tonight to keep that top spot. There was one point before North Carolina Courage traveled out to Portland, Kendall, where both North Carolina FC and the North Carolina Courage were first in USL League One and NWSL respectively.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, I think that's what this club wants to be about, both with their men and women, is bringing world-class soccer to this area. And I think you see that starting to happen, which is exciting. It's been something that they've built over the years, and it's exciting to see what Sean Nahas and that crew is doing after kind of restructuring their roster. So it's good for both clubs.
Reminding everybody that 7:30 on Bally's in the Triangle. Well, really through North Carolina, South Carolina into Georgia. You can watch the North Carolina Courage tonight take on Gotham. If you're in the area, better yet, get in your car, load up the family, and come on out. Throw in for Maldonado, looking for Somersault. Lou Young's got Cervania. He will use him. Cervania looking for some movement over the head, trying to find Somersault. One back by North Carolina FC. Cervania. Cervania got touched by a finger and went down like it was a cannon. It'll be a free kick.
Yeah, so the arms go up on the Fuego bench there, just the frustration. It's certainly a foul. It's just, once again, it's another little trip. Cervania just good with the ball at his feet, glides in here, and Eck just has a little nibble at the pink shoes, and it's another set piece in a dangerous area.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a good job cutting back in front of the defender, gave himself that opportunity to get fouled. Very similar spot to our last one. Rafa and Cervania over the ball again. You going with Cervania again, Andrew?
I think, yeah, that first one was sort of your what do you call that? You're
honing it in?
Yeah. The mulligan, right, Dean?
That's right.
You don't get many of those. You don't need them.
Well, I buy enough to make sure we win the NCAA Youth Golf Tournament. Let me tell you that. Back-to-back years, by the way, Kendall.
Wow, you actually played against me this year. I was out there with my mom, my dad, and my brother.
All right. I was out there with my son, my best friend, and his son. And my son and my best friend's son can play. Oh!
Hey!
Cervania gets it back, and how? Foul! North Carolina FC! They tied it. Cervania.
Yeah, I think we'll see on the replay. It was a well set up. Rafa just moves it a little bit for Cervania so he can get around that wall. Tucks it in that far post.
Yeah, touch just opened up that lane, and he cracks it with that left foot, low and hard into the corner. Through traffic, tough one for North to deal with, to see, and I think it's a goal that I think the home team deserves based on the balance of play.
Cervania, the last time he scored was in a 1-0 win back on June 3rd against Knoxville. So Jaden Cervania, he did miss quite a few games there after that game. But both of you calling for Cervania, a little different route with that. I think the touch from Rafa really did help.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Cervania might have noticed on the last time he took it, he couldn't quite get the bend that he needed, and so just asked Rafa to move it a little bit to give him that little foot that he needed to bend it around the wall.
So Jaden Cervania with his second goal of the season to go with 2 assists.
I almost feel like that's a college soccer, a double assist there, Dean, right? Cervania draws the foul. Rafa gets the assist for the tiny little touch, right?
And you're saying track it back and give Cervania an assist as well?
Well, I think for the foul, right? He's drawn about 4 of them out there, you know?
Yeah,
so,
well said.
He assisted himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assist to your own goal.
Mensigan with now 9 goals and 4 assists. And it's 1-1.
I mean, back in my day, Dean, there used to be the double assist. Is there still double assists in college?
In college there is, yeah. I don't believe at any level in the pros there is. Maybe indoor.
Internally in the squad, I think there is, right? I mean, oh, here we go.
Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson. He can spin you. Olex Anderson, extra gear. Oh! I think he was giving that up to McLaughlin, actually. No, was he or not?
I think he was.
I think he was too. I think the problem is nobody in the stadium expected that, including Garrett McLaughlin.
Yeah, great job to take on that defender 1v1, setting him up, taking him to the outside. Looks like he's going to shoot, pulls it back. It's the right decision. McLaughlin just needs to be on top of that, ready to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's a pass from Alex Anderson Jr. Something we don't always say as shooters are going to shoot. Wow. How about that little extra gear he has, though, in the final 10 there, Kendall?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you need as a goal scorer, to find that separation. You just need a little bit. So if you're able to knock it into that next gear, you create the separation you need.
North Carolina on the front foot at the moment.
Indeed. Rafa going to crank. Keeps it down.
That's a great drive by Rafa there. I think after that missed tackle, I think I'd like to see him keep driving into that space. He had another 10 yards. I think he could have played a player in. Let's see. What do you think, Andrew?
I think he blew a gasket. I think, yeah, just a touch and a hit. It's one of them. He misread the script, didn't he? That one's supposed to go in the top corner.
Not far off, though.
Meanwhile, back to the Alex Anderson pass. I think you're hoping, Andrew, that McLaughlin will log that and say, okay, he's thinking pass. I'm gonna finish my runs now. Perhaps.
Well, yeah. It's one you want back for sure.
Yeah, I think as a player, if you're McLaughlin there, you've got to just give him the opportunity. Maybe Alex takes it himself, but you give him that opportunity to be there as another option.
Lee Moose, Alex Anderson Jr.
I mean, he is a nightmare to play against, Kendall. I don't know about you, but I wasn't blessed with Usain Bolt pace, and Alex Anderson has it in abundance, and it frightens you. You can see any defender there, just a short back pass, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
he's alive to it, you know. He's like a lion in the long grass. He's just ready to pounce.
Yeah, as a defender, I wouldn't want to be matched up against him 1v1.
It's just not fair.
No.
Cervania has had a nice, tidy, clean game.
It's been a great time to score for the home team. They've really stepped up the game since the goal. Not seen much of Fuego the other way.
Yeah, it's an important time for both games. Can NCFC get another one leading into half? And it's important that Fuego doesn't lose focus, gets into the halftime at least even.
42nd minute. We'll have at least 3 minutes of added time for the hydration break. Could be a little more. Maldonado. McLaughlin. Lou Young. Maldonado. Fernandez. McLaughlin onside, but can't get to it. Clegg stayed down.
Again, that just shows you the quality of McLaughlin's movement. He's been very active all game, creating opportunities for himself to get in behind. Great run, great ball over the top, almost connected.
Dean, I don't know if you remember, in midweek there was the ball from Fernandez from sort of the other side, more towards the right-hand side of that central circle, and he clipped it in. McLaughlin had the head. It was straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. That was a very similar opportunity there. He sees the run, great ball, and McLaughlin just not quite like him. Doesn't quite get the execution or the touch that you're looking for there.
Now that's a great point, Andrew, because not only did Fernandez send that ball in, he had a good weight on it. It was manageable for McLaughlin. Alex Anderson Jr. running at North. It's going to come back to John Bradford's team. Bradford saluting his team as they have tied it.
It's a tough one right now, Kendall. I look at this as like, is the glass half full or is it half empty, right? They've created the chances, but they haven't put them away. The positive is they're creating them. The negative is that they haven't, you know what I mean? Is that going to continue throughout the game? Are you going to continue to get those gilt-edged chances?
Yeah, and that's the double-edged swords that you have to deal with as a team, really, is you want to create those chances. You want to encourage the team that they're getting those chances, but at the same time, they're not putting them away. And in games like this, you know, 1 or 2 chances is the difference. NCFC has been on the front foot, but it's one counterattack by Fuego, and now you're down one again. So you've got to put those away to finish off games. The best teams in the world can do that.
Rafa. Keep an eye on how Summersaw spins out of that wall, and if they'll go to Summersaw. There he is. Summersaw's right there, right in front of North. North kind of pounded it down against Summersaw, and Rafa has this one turned over. Central Valley Fuego FC with a little pace here. Vasquez, number 14, marked by Lou Young, and Lou Young doing what Lou Young does. That's your right back coming over, helping out there on the transition.
That's really well done by Lou Young. Again, kind of switched off moment there. If Lou Young hadn't been defended as well as he didn't dive in, forced him wide, and didn't even get him up the corner. So that's great defending there by Lou Young in a really important moment.
Central Valley yellow with the 44th minute of play, number 15, Jordan Chavez.
Ooh, Rafa stopped running. Taken away there by Lemus.
Yeah, a couple of sloppy moments from Rafa, because it was the one here he tried to be a little too cute on the halfway line and almost gave the complete initiative back to Fuego.
We will learn momentarily how much added time Olex Anderson Jr. pushed to the ground. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. As we got a foul here, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. 4 minutes of added time.
Edison Gonzalez a bit frustrated. Another foul yet again on Cervania. Make that 4 or 5 for the first half.
Cervania, one of the most fouled players in the league.
I haven't seen a stat on that, Dean, the most foul player. You know what I mean? I don't know who else is in that boat, but I agree, definitely right up there.
Lou Young, step offside. He's offside there, but I am liking that Lou Young is, and he always does, but maybe a little earlier than normal, he's getting involved in the offense.
I don't think we saw him first half this time last week, Dean. I think he was a bit non-existent. But certainly seen a lot more attacks and flurries down that right-hand side today.
I'm going to say that is off of Central Valley Fuego FC. It'll come back to the home team as we are almost 2 minutes into the added 4. Doubleheader Saturday at Wakebed Soccer Park, USL League One. First place North Carolina FC taking on Central Valley Fuego FC. And then 7:30 tonight, Wakebed Soccer Park, North Carolina Courage at Gotham. There's a corner kick, so a corner kick for Fuego.
And CFC needs to be focused here. Fuego had a couple dangerous corners earlier in the half, so they'll want to make sure they take care of this and not give up anything easy going into halftime.
Two big centre-backs are up there patrolling that penalty spot.
Yeah, Fuego's got some size. They loop it high in the air. I think that went off of Fuego. And it did, so it'll be a goal kick back to North Carolina FC.
It really is a feast of football today, Dean. I know you've talked about that game later, and I know they were selling tickets for the double header, so I expect a lot of people to be rolling in for the back end of this game and dipping their toe into the next one as well. It's set up for a big second half here. I expect more goals to come.
Most importantly, Kendall and Andrew getting that equalizer, huge for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think once they went down, I think that had to be the focus for the first half, is let's get level again. It would be a benefit if NCFC could go in up one goal, but they did their job for the first half. Now it's about coming out in the second half and not giving away one early like they did in the first.
I think the challenge for Fuego will be, they've obviously had that tough midweek game against Richmond. How much of that fatigue will play in the second half? I know they've got a lot of attacking players on the bench. Big man for them in Bijev. Expect him to play a role in the second half. But yeah, it's been a very competitive and compelling first half. And like I said, I expect some fireworks to come in the second 45.
Herrera looked at Davo, went the other way. And that will do it. 45 minutes of action. A penalty kick early for Cerritos and Central Valley Fuego FC. And then the answer from Cervania. It's halftime at WakeMed Soccer Park. North Carolina FC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 1.
Some of my most satisfying days is providing care to people that couldn't otherwise get it or afford it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a child of immigrants. So for me, it's real. It means something.
When I met Dr. Riccobeni, that was one of the things that he said. He's like, you're going to do the best care that you can at the best price.
You got to try to do what's right for the people that you treat and do it in a fashion that is both affordable, but gives them the kind of quality that they deserve.
Riccobeni Associates Family Dentistry. Changing lives, one smile at a time.
Teens are under a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to underage drinking. They may not say a word, but as a parent, you can see the signs. We can help you help your teen. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get great ideas on how to start the conversation about alcohol. So, talk to your teen about drinking. You might be surprised at their reaction.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. WakeMed Orthopedics. Get back your life. And get back in the groove.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Saturday afternoon doubleheader beginning with the first place North Carolina FC out of USL League One. And they are tied after falling behind early. They get the equalizer. It is 1-1 at the half. Team Linky with Kendall Fletcher-White, Andrew Tate. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Only 8 games remain after this one for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and only one of those at home in the next 5 games against Tormenta FC, but then they end the season with 2 of 3 home games at home.
That'll be big for North Carolina FC down the stretch, and as Andrew Tate said, they're pretty good on the road. This is the upcoming schedule for Central Valley Fuego FC.
Yeah, 7 games without a win so far. We'll wait to see what happens today, but they'll be pleased to get home. They have 3 consecutive home games. And they've got games against Lexington and Chattanooga, which will be games around, in and around them that we're looking to get points. But 3 tough games against Northern Colorado, Union Omaha, and NCFC, all top teams in the division.
That is the upcoming schedule for both teams. When we return, we'll bounce around USL League One, take a look at Brian Ware's news and notes, team of the week, and so much more. Halftime, North Carolina FC and Central Valley Fuego FC tied at 1.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Halftime carry, Wake Soccer Park, home to North Carolina FC, home to the North Carolina Courage. Both teams will play today. The score is 1-1. Dean with Kendo and Andrew, we came on the air showing the standings, and all of a sudden that first place lead for North Carolina FC is a little slim.
Yeah, North Carolina FC is sitting at the top of the table, but only by 1 point. Union Omaha is right below them. And then Northern Colorado and Charlotte Independence both have 40 as well. So it's really tight there at the top of the table. Greenville and Forward Madison round out the top 6. And, of course, top 6 make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's such a crazy league, Dean. I talk about it all the time. I mean, the Kickers, you know, they're a team you'd expect to be in the playoff contention. They've found themselves out looking on the outside for a long time. South Georgia had an opportunity last night and tripped up against one Knoxville. So it's just anyone can beat anyone, and we've seen it today. Central Valley Fuego sitting bottom of the table, haven't won for 7 games, and they've come in today and given as good as they've got against the North Carolina FC.
You mentioned some of those results. Let's take a look at some scores and upcoming games in USL League One. You talked about that goal in the 98th minute for Greenville to take down my former broadcast partner and get a tie in Sam Stockley's team. And then one Knoxville beating South Georgia. Later tonight, Forward Madison and Chattanooga, and Northern Colorado and Charlotte Independence. Brian Ware does such a great job following all things in USL League One. Let's see what he's got going in the news and notes.
And Union Omaha are not playing today, Dean. They're off, so they're sitting here watching North Carolina FC. But they've tied the record. Their 6th consecutive win. Brito and Dos Santos with the goals as they beat Greenville. And like I said, they'll play NCFC on Wednesday and looking for that record-breaking win. Goals galore in Chattanooga. Ropapa Mensah scores a brace in the 95th minute with the equaliser to make it 4-4. It was tormentous Pedro Fonseca who scored the brace for the champions. And then the Kickers falling out of the race as they lost 1-0 at Lexington. And then they fought valiantly in a 3-3 tie against Central Valley Fuego, but winless in 10 games, their longest since 2018. Like I said, just a team that you expect to be in the playoffs, and it's not looking very likely at this point.
Take a look at the USL Team of the Week. It doesn't happen very often when you lose and make it, but David Garcia with the goal for North Carolina FC makes the USL Team of the Week.
Yeah, it's great for him, and he's having a great performance today as well. Obviously, it's wonderful to be noted for your contribution on the field.
And Lalo Delgado, a player we highlighted last week, really big performance for him. A couple of players from Chattanooga there in Hernandez and Mensah, but it was the big man Sterling and Fonseca who really helped them propel. One player we'll highlight is Arthur Rogers, just a really cultured player. Played centre-back last week, makes the Team of the Week as a midfielder. That's how good he is going forward.
Yeah, he was extremely effective. We'll come back, we'll show you the first half highlights, including both goals, and we'll also have the second half kick. USL League One action, North Carolina FC and Central Valley Fuego FC tied at 1.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from the Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna.
And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas.
Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop the Fresh Market today.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
Welcome back to Wake Med Soccer Park. Along with Andrew and Kendo, I'm Dean Linke, and let's go to work and take a look at the first half highlights. Obviously, a goal from each team. We'll start with you, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, it was a stunning start. Here you see Lemus. He had a few forwards down the right, and it was Cervania coming across, just dangled the leg right on that edge of the 18-yard box, and it was given as a penalty. And Alexis Cerrito stepped up, sending Brooks Thompson the wrong way to give the visitors a really important one-goal lead.
Yeah, and then on the other end, we can see a bit of a build-up play. Good work by McLaughlin Olex to put some pressure on the back line of Fuego. Olex getting a great shot off, didn't quite find the corners, but a great opportunity for NCFC early. And then here we have Cervania drawing the foul, getting inside his defender, drawing the foul. Rafa moves it for him, and he places it far post. Well taken free kick. Excellent strike, gets them level 1-1 coming into the second half on the front foot.
Big time finish from Cervania. And really a nice little touch by Rafa. He just hit it the perfect pace. You take a look at the stats. Anything stand out to either one of you?
It's pretty even, isn't it? I think fair to say, I think possession, I would probably have said North Carolina had a little bit more of the ball, or maybe they just did more with it and had a bit more of the attacking presence.
Yeah, I was surprised at that stat as well, but I think Fuego had their moments in the game. Obviously, they had some moments early. I think they controlled it very early before the first goal. And then towards the end of the second half, they got another little flurry where they had the ball a little bit. So it'll be important for NCFC to stay on the front foot, not let Fuego get back into this game. Because as you can see in the first half, they can be dangerous.
First of two games coming up. After this one will be the North Carolina Courage. Then after today, the Courage have one remaining home match on October 7th. The season tickets for 2024 are already on sale. Tickets start at just $10 per match and include great benefits. Renew or purchase by October 1 for a chance to win a Courage player jersey. Go to nccourage.com/season tickets for a full breakdown of the benefits and incentives. I do want to remind you they'll be in KC on Wednesday, September 26th. If they win that game, they are guaranteed a home game for the Challenge Cup final. That'll be Saturday, September 29th at 12:30. They did it last year, went to Kansas City and won, and then came back here and won the Challenge Cup. Second half underway. Cervania will play it back to Fernandez. So one change for Central Valley Fuego FC as Bijev has come into the game for Eck. So keep an eye on number 20. He's from Fresno, California, as Villian Bijev into the game. Bijev wearing number 20.
There he is on the ball, getting his first touch.
Yep, headed it back. Bijev, Maldonado gets in the middle of it. One back by Rafa. There's McLaughlin, gives it back. Olex Anderson Jr. Cervania calling for it. Does he know that Liu Young is making the run? He does. Liu Young, good communication. Nice job cutting down the angle, though, from the defense there from Fuego. Here's Cervania. Thought maybe he was going to pop it on that left. Liu Young put a little smoke on it, hoping to find McLaughlin. Nelson Flores Blanco right back in. Nobody home.
But again, we see Liu Young getting forward into the attack, which is great. He did that a bit in the first half, and it's great to see that he's already on the front foot doing it in the second.
Fernandez to Flores Blanco, cuts it back in. Rafa. It's little things, but I love, like, Nelson Flores Blanco. He knows that they don't want him to go right, and yet he'll make a move to get by the guy by going right. He, of course, went right back to his left once he got by him. But
that's what players are really good at, especially if you're left-footed. You're good enough with the other foot to take someone that way, and then you always are able to get it back onto your strong foot.
Bijev, the only change from the original starters. So John Bradford.
I could be wrong, Dean. I feel that was probably a pre-planned decision to save Bijev for the second 45. He's such a big player for them. Fresh off the back of that sapping performance in midweek in Richmond. I know they trained here yesterday in preparation for this game, but it's all about managing those minutes, Kendall, especially during the busy part of the season as we get down the back straight here.
That's right, and it's paid off with them so far. They're still in the match. You know, sometimes if you don't start your best players or players that are hot, the game's over before they can get in, but it's paid off for him now, and let's see if he can bring something into the game for Fuego.
Liu Young. Good ball. Olex just popped up on him in a second. Still does something with it. Forces North to make a kick save. Again, almost out of nothing, Olex Anderson Jr. dangerous.
He's becoming the assist man as well. He's not even looking to score, Dean. He's looking to lay it up to people.
He is indeed. Well said, Andrew.
His first touch just let him down a little bit heavy there. Couldn't get the ball to settle in front of him.
Andrew, this stat will not surprise you based on the fact that North Carolina FC has not had a ton of clean sheets. They'll find McLaughlin, and as they go back, let me see what you think of this one, Andrew. NCFC 1-5-1 on the year when scoring fewer than 2 goals.
Yeah, well, that's it, though. So it's so important for their front players to contribute and get the goals. I mean, the back line, just as good as the players have been as a unit, they just haven't been able to grind it out and get the job done with the shutouts. Obviously, a lot of different people between the sticks wearing the gloves. But it's been a pretty settled back four, and I think as a team, they should be getting more clean sheets, tighter defence, and less goals conceded. I think that's certainly something that if they don't correct that, Dean, going into the playoffs, that could be something that bites them.
Andrew, it goes back to what we talked about in the first half about making the most of your opportunities. You know, NCFC has had some opportunities that they've failed to put away, and as that stat shows, when they don't convert, they leave themselves open to losing.
Yeah,
and not getting the result.
You have to score 3 every time to get the points. I mean, it's tough, isn't it?
Yep.
Out of bounds off of Nelson Flores Blanco. It'll be a throw in for Central Valley Fuego FC.
It's funny though, Dean, they are tied for first with the least goals conceded. So now untangle that one for me.
Can't do it. Cromwell. There's Cerritos, and it'll be a throw-in as close to the corner flag as possible for the visitors from Fresno, California. Doubleheader Saturday, 7:30. North Carolina Courage will be on this field, taking on Gotham. Gotham's been a bit of a kryptonite this year. They have 2 wins and a tie against the North Carolina Courage. Cerritos kind of slid right into that volley. McLaughlin wins it. Doesn't have a whole lot of blue jerseys with him just yet, so he'll check it back. Switch it. Flores Blanco. It's got Rafa. Rafa now has Cervania far side, has Olex Anderson Jr. in the middle, and they'll turn it over. And a foul on Fernandez. Yeah, Bijev, he's got good control on that check back.
It's true, number 9, being able to play with your back to goal. It's a really important quality. It's making a comeback in leagues around the world. It's an important position.
Yeah, you have the youthful exuberance of Maximus Eck in the first half. Can't believe that kid's 18. Unbelievable. When I was 18, Dean, I was like a rake. That kid, I mean, big, strong presence. But he ran around, did his job for the team for the first 45. Now you've got Bijev, much more crafty, clever operator. He'll be very economical with his movements, but certainly someone that Garcia and Fernandez have to keep a watchful eye on. And Dean, as we're in the business of throwing around stats, one of the stats I was looking at this week was the number of passes that NCFC have sort of connected through the season. And they're 11th in the lead in the stats for that. The fewest number of passes sort of connected, which just shows their style is much more economical, get the ball forward, break, score goals, which I think the game later this evening will be a totally different affair. We'll see a lot more passes connected, and so 2 totally different proposals for the fans today.
Excellent point. Cervania.
It's been the Cervania show today, Dean. If you look at the halftime replays, I mean, he gave away a penalty, scores a free kick, got fouled about 25 times. I won't be surprised if this continues.
Now the question is he going to play this near post or far post? Or right down the middle, right at the penalty spot? What do you guys think, real quick?
Penalty spot, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Cervania, penalty spot. Well done.
I don't think Victor Falk's head was the target, though.
Nope. Good little touch by Bijev, and he's going to put some pressure on Brooks Thompson. Somersault knows where Lou Young is. Tough ball for Lou Young to handle, but again, that same demeanor.
Cool and calm under pressure. That's what you need from a defender.
He's a fun young man to talk to. He handles it the same way when you're talking to him. He's very cordial, but doesn't get too excited about anything. He's pretty chill.
Doesn't get excited talking to you, Dean?
Nope.
No?
I mean, it might be a downer a little bit, but he fakes it. So I appreciate that.
I'm always excited to speak to you, Dean.
Thank you. Kendall?
Oh, absolutely.
The less said, the better.
That's right.
Somersault.
I was nudging a Dean.
Thank you. Garcia. Kendall doesn't know this, but I moved here in '99, and when I did, I was the voice of the Courage, but I would call a few games for WCHL. That was before streaming was happening. Just want to go over the top. Lou Young into the 18. Back over to Cervania. Cervania, good cutback. And taken out of here. Anyway, I'm sure nobody cares, but I did call some of your games when you played.
Excellent. When I played at Carolina?
Yeah, on the radio, yeah. WCHL.
Yeah, nice.
Here we go. What do we got here on the replay?
Yeah, great ball over top. Again, Lou Young getting forward on that flank. Just wasn't able to bring it down, but great work by Sylvania to shift that ball, get the defender to go. A little heavy on that second touch, but great by him to get into the box.
It's been a real bright spark, hasn't he, there? I love his little look over his shoulder there to see the trailing run from the midfielder. Great awareness. And then you're expecting him to hit it, aren't you? It's a clever little touch, but just too heavy in that moment.
Player down for Central Valley Fuego FC.
Looking for a cold beer, a sweet treat, or a mixed drink courtesy of Weldon Mills?
There's a lot of activity on the sideline down here for North Carolina. Same for Fuego down the other end. It'd be tough, Dean, to pick who would be coming on. Like, obviously, Perez I would expect to be entering the game, and potentially Antalo at some point. But it'd be tough to figure out who you're going to put him in for at this point.
Yeah.
By local artists Rafa Menzigan, Tor Saunders, and Gustavo Fernandez. Last call in the 75th minute.
I'll tell you what, we're getting a little breeze up here in the perch. This is pleasant.
It's beautiful today.
Yeah.
Carolina blue skies. This is what I moved here for.
Hints of the fall are on the way, and I'm very excited. And there's very few places as beautiful as North Carolina in the fall. You can feel the breeze coming in. Still have I think a few more weeks of summer coming in the weeks ahead, but this is something what's to come.
Somebody told me it was false fall. Is that a term that's thrown around here a lot? Yeah.
Yeah, you get excited. You think, oh, the hot weather's finally done. But no, it rears its head again.
Dean's got a few more pool days in him.
You know it. Flew back from Chicago today, slipped in about 90 minutes of pool time, Kendall.
Wow. Laps or just laying out and enjoying the sun?
Oh, thousands of laps. Just lap after lap.
Excellent.
So, yeah, the latter. I will say, Kendall, thank you for bringing this weather, because Andrew and I have sat in a hot box up here. There's a long throw in from Maldonado. Flores Blanco trying to get to it.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure. You just have to remember to have me back, and this cool weather will come with me.
We for sure will. That's a promise.
Dean, as much as we're going to complain about how hot and humid it was last year, we have managed to do really well with storms this year. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I don't know whatever it was that you did this year, but keep it up.
Well, Jorge Acuna is not here, so that's one thing that helps us. As far as storms.
I think I saw a picture of Big Ben and Jorge.
Yeah, he's over in England.
A world traveler.
Yeah, I think he's going to a Chelsea game today.
Oh, well. Brian should be apologising to him. No Chelsea goals today in a 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, the powerhouse, as they kiss goodbye to their Champions League hopes. After a really exciting deadline day as well, Dean. You know, the transfer deadline day, very exciting day in England where players get sold for millions and millions and millions of dollars.
13 minutes here into the second half. Somersault does enough to get back and win it. Well done by number 44. Now Lou Young in combination with McLaughlin. The customary train running through WakeMed Soccer Park. Almost a guarantee each and every time. Lou Young. McLaughlin with a dummy and a good one. Olex Anderson Jr. Wow, that was beautiful to watch. Unfortunately, his first touch wasn't quite there, Andrew.
No, the defender read it really well as well. He's one of them where you need him to drop the shoulder left and spin right, which Olex Anderson is the surprise package, I would say. And at that point, he missed his cue.
But great awareness by McLaughlin to know that he could leave that ball and had Olex behind him. I think maybe even a return pass to McLaughlin might have been on there.
It's more like the connection we're used to seeing, isn't it? We missed it in the first half where Olex gets in and I think Garrett was ready to go and celebrate with him. Instead, he's like, wait, no, you're supposed to finish that one.
You're passing it?
Yeah, what? Where's that been? So it looks like Perez is coming in. Kendall, who do you think's going off?
Cromwell will send it in.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, I'm going to you because you've not been up here with me and Dean, and I'm scratching my head as to who's coming off here.
Well, I think obviously you got to bring in an attacking player to try to get the goal and get the result here, since the table's so tight at the top.
Don't worry, we'll find out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it might be one of the wingers, but Rafa and Cervania have been solid.
And then I think Garrett's played well. Olex is a bit more like himself. We'll leave it up to John Bradford to...
I'm actually fearful that it's going to be either Garrett or Olex.
Ooh.
Oh, good ball. So close. Garrett and Olex were side by side, had one more man to beat, and then it's just North.
It's very rare you see a through ball through ball for two players.
It would have been a race between the two of them to see who could have finished it. But I guess Olex would have won that one.
Yeah, I think that's a better
Central Valley Fuego FC right back on the attack. They'll win it again. Nobody home, and it's going to go out of bounds. So who do we have? Rafa, yeah, so it's one of the wings.
I should have said it. I was thinking Rafa. I should have said it.
You didn't even place your bet.
I know. You gave me multiple goes at it as well. Rookie mistake. I'll learn for next time.
He's played well, Rafa, though. It's a bit more like him today. Not in top gear. Definitely more a 7 out of 10 performance from him. But got the assist, didn't he? The all-important little flick back to Cervania.
I'm okay with this stuff, though, because I really like those two up top. And Rafa was great, but Luis Perez is really good, too. So now you've got two great left feet out there in Cervania and Perez.
Yeah, that'll lead to an interesting conversation on free kicks, Dean.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, where the game's at right now. This is very finely poised, I would say, because this is about the time last Saturday, Dean, where North Carolina brought Perez on to start the second half. They got the goal, everything was positive, and then they got sucker punched the other way. And it's one where you threw that stat out earlier, how if they've got to score so many goals or whatever to win games, if they give up another one, it's going to make it really, really difficult. And I'm not sure Fuego will be willing to let go very easily.
Olex Anderson Jr. continues to put pressure on that back line. McLaughlin goes down, and he'll get it. It'll stay with North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and that was great pressure there by NCFC. Turned the ball over, but made it hard for Fuego to play out. McLaughlin did a good job getting his body across as he stepped in to win that ball and won the foul for them.
Minute 64. DeLeese with the foul.
There we go. Cervania calling the shots.
Yeah. It's interesting because Cervania has more of that swervy left-footed ball, whereas Perez has what I call a hammer with the left foot. I think this where the location is probably does call for the more swervy service. Last time he went to the penalty spot, this one beyond it, right on it, loose. Oh, Perez, he wanted to crank it. Wasn't on the right foot. Here's Nelson Flores Blanco. Wow, he's got a pretty good left foot too.
And that was not far off. See it again on the replay. Good service in. You think we're going to get a shot right here. Decides, nah, it's too crowded. Plays it out. Why not? Give it a crack. And wow, what a strike.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
It was 1-1 at the half, and it's 1-1 in minute 65. Your first place, North Carolina FC. At the moment, bottom of the table, Central Valley Fuego FC. If you missed the first half, a penalty kick called against North Carolina FC. Cerritos stepped to the spot and hammered it by Brooks Thompson. But then Cervania, who actually was involved in that penalty kick, as Andrew Tate mentioned, earned a free kick. Rafa touched it to him, and Cervania with a beautiful goal. That is the game summary. Lou Young back to win it. Perez. Cervania. Kendo, if you haven't seen a lot of number 13, you're going to enjoy the way he plays the game. Louis Perez off the bench. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin. He's got Olex Anderson Jr. cutting. Cervania still also there. Kind of an unforced error right there by North Carolina FC.
Yeah, Perez has had a few lively touches so far. Looking forward to seeing him get the ball a little higher up the field, see what he can do up there.
Yeah, there's rarely a game where Louis Perez doesn't impact it.
In so many ways, he kind of leads by example, too. And he clearly has had a good attitude about coming off the bench because he's been bringing some heat when he does. He's the starter for most teams and quite a bit for this team.
Yeah, and I'd expect him to start at Union Omaha in midweek. You've got to balance that. Rafa obviously coming out today, saving a little bit of energy for that one.
Cervania cuts it back. There's Perez. There's his left. Oh, so close. Louis Perez would have made all of us look brilliant for the first time ever collectively, and he just missed it.
That left post. That Mitch North's left post. Just great play from Perez. Just pops up right in that little pocket. And he just pulled it just a few inches wide, but great play, link-up play there in the middle for North Carolina. And it's getting closer. Fuego hanging on.
Flores Blanco missed that post. Now Perez misses that post a little closer.
Both hit with pace, though, Kendall. Nelson Flores Blanco and even Perez in tight quarters. He put some juice on it.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I love about both of them is they're driven low with intention. They knew exactly where they were aiming and what post they were going for. Just off the mark a little bit. But those are the kind of chances you want to create. Bit of an interesting flow to this second half. It's been a little stop-start, a few more fouls than last half. NCFC has had some moments, but we haven't quite gotten in the flow, a good flow yet. We'll see if both teams can try to get the ball down and get a rhythm here.
Victor Falk over the ball, wearing the number 8 jersey. As Central Valley Fuego FC, I think, are going to sub in 3 at the same time. As we are in minute 69. Falk set in. Wow. Thompson almost slept right through that, Andrew.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's expecting the defenders in front of him to deal with it, and the two centre-backs kind of looking at each other there for a moment. Lucky that it bounced wide of the post. Falk does have a really good right foot, always puts the ball into a dangerous area. That was one that should have been dealt with. Maldonado just off with his execution there by a few degrees.
Number 6. Go ahead, Kendall.
I was just saying it's a great look. It would have released Lou Young to get forward once again.
Cromwell, long ball. Brooks Thompson is there. Ozzy Ramos, number 6, looking to check in the next opportunity.
You know, we highlighted Somersault at the beginning of the game. Oh, McLaughlin here with an opportunity.
Garrett McLaughlin. He was thinking pass the entire time to Olex Anderson Jr. It'll be knocked out. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, Somersault, it seemed like he's been a bit quiet today. I'd like to see him here at the end of the second half get on the ball a little bit more. He's obviously been doing his job defensively. Ball hasn't gone through him quite as much as I think we might want, or NCFC might want, in order to really build the attack.
Sharif Dayi along with Ramos and Rulis getting ready to check in for Fuego. Minute 71. Cervania might need a little ice bath on that left leg. This one's over.
A little front post corner, Dean. That was one that Richmond had some joy with into that near post. It's another chance here, though, to maybe deliver something a little bit different.
Another corner kick. North Carolina FC, Cervania. Once again for Fernandez. Oh, and Nelson Flores Blanco not on the same page with Cervania. And we got some subs. Let's see who's coming out of the game. Cerritos, the goal scorer, coming out of the game. Also coming out of the game, Vasquez.
Coming in number 6, Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Riggle. Coming out number 11,
and Elise also coming out of the game.
And coming out number 14, Zahir Vasquez. Coming in number 34, Angel Ruelas.
Again, I think you're seeing some substitution from Fuego, just coming off a midweek game. Got to get fresh legs in there. 20 minutes left in the game. An important time for the game. Can shift either way. So some fresh legs come in. Can we change the momentum of the game with these new players?
I don't think Delise is a player they were hoping to change. Pointing to maybe a leg injury there, muscular thing potentially with the busy 3-game week they've had. It looks like Darbo is going to drop in a centre-back role, which is certainly not ideal, not his best position, as Ramos slots into the centre midfield.
73rd minute. Dean Linke, Andrew Tate, and for all of you big-time Kendall Fletcher fans, it's now Kendall Fletcher White. When did that happen? What day was that?
April 15th, 2023.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What state?
We got married in North Carolina.
All right.
But Seven Paths Manor, Spring Hope.
Congratulations, Kendall.
Thank you very much.
Olex Anderson Jr. was hoping for a corner kick, doesn't earn it.
So you've won a national championship. Would you still say it's the happiest day of your life?
I think, well, competing with that would probably be when I won a world championship with the U19 women's national team.
So no, it's still not your happy day.
Yeah. So,
it's third.
Yeah, it's third
okay,
now,
fair
yeah.
enough.
I guess the question is the aforementioned White listening in on the broadcast, or tonight will.
Yes, I believe he's listening in to this podcast. I think he's trying to figure out how to get access on Fubo tonight for the game. But yes, he's an avid soccer fan. We had English Premier League games on all morning.
Brilliant.
He's a big Matt Turner fan, so he was happy with the Nottingham Forest results.
He was certainly busy, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, the defenders in that game actually came up big, but yeah, he had a good game.
So with this hydration break, do want to tell you about the fact that NCFC has 3 remaining home matches in USL League One. Would love to see you out here as they make a push into the USL League One playoffs. More importantly, next year they're headed to USL Championship. In preparation of the move, season tickets for 2024 are on sale now. Tickets start at just $8 per match and include great benefits. Renew or purchase by October 1 for a chance to win an NCFC player jersey. I'm going for Lou Young's, if you guys were wondering. Go to northcarolinafc.com/season-tickets for a full breakdown of the benefits and incentives.
He should be a social media manager, Dean, you know.
I'll tell you what, he's so chill. I don't even know if he knows that he's got a big fan up here, because I think he just rolls through every day. Like,
Get your 2024 season tickets today at North Carolina FC.
He's had a good game today, too, though. He's been able to back up my meager support, but I like the young man a lot.
He's getting some love from the Fuego head coach.
Yeah, talking.
He's
to
rubbing
him
off
right
on
now.
everyone, Dean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making him chuckle.
He's a cool cat. All right, so a second hydration break. McLaughlin. Pound for pound, he's one of the better check back nines because he's not a giant, but really does a good job using his body.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the most important thing in soccer. It's how you use the skill set that you have. I don't think that there's one body type or anything that that benefits you more than the other. If you know how to use your body, know the timing, know how to get in front of players, you can be incredibly effective.
Let me put an exclamation point on that by telling you that, I don't know if you've heard of him, but Anson Dorrance now has a center back in Savvy King who is not very big, but she will go down as one of the greats. I'm telling you right now. She, to me, looks like a future U.S. national team player. Have you seen her yet?
I've seen her a lot, but I've heard some rumblings, so I have to check her out this season and watch her play.
Yeah, playing alongside Macy Bell, who, if she stays healthy, also, I think has a next level potential.
I remember a centre-back for North Carolina, Crystal Dunn. Remember her? I couldn't believe it when I saw her. You know, I mean, centre-back at the time, and they'd move her around and all that type of stuff. But he finds a way to put players in positions to win games. I think that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does.
She's won a couple of it.
Yeah.
She won a Mac Herman Trophy, too. Big-time player.
Left back for the U.S. women at the World Cup.
Cervania drives it in, 78th minute. Shot from distance. Kendall Fletcher-White was calling for Summersall to get more involved, and he took a shot right there, not quite on frame.
Yeah, sadly, there's Raheem Summersall 25-yard top corner goals are few and far between. I think they're collector's items, if any. But he missed his chance there. That was it open. He did really well to fashion the chance, just not his game. Sticking it in from there.
No. Falk got there first. Garcia uses Thompson.
Fuego trying to put a bit more pressure on NCFC, higher up the field. Maybe create a few opportunities for themselves.
McLaughlin. Maldonado, bottom of his foot, one back. Lucky that time that Bijev couldn't get a good touch on it, Andrew Tate, as a player was open for Fuego.
Yeah, Rubiales was alive to it there. It's a warning sign for North Carolina. I know John Bradford was mentioning that the defeat last week was a bit of a wake-up call for the group. They weren't on their normal game. And today they're fully in a contest. Because you see one mistake and it could be 2-1, and there's no guarantees that North Carolina will be able to turn it into a 3-goal game for them. I think the next goal could be so crucial today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen goals come off of Maldonado throw-ins. So look for Summersall to run toward this one, see if he can't flick it back. Then watch out for Cervania, Olex, or McLaughlin. Summersall, McLaughlin gets it first, and that'll be no problem for North.
And that's the problem with the throw-in, Dean. And you're calling Summersall. He's the only real big man forward to keep both the centre-backs back in position, and it's kind of obvious who you're going to aim for there. Maybe there's a trick play in the locker that they've got to kind of come up with there every once in a while.
It's finally going to happen. Natalu, who I know you saw a little bit of him against Sunderland, but all of the visa issues, everything else now cleared, and we get to see number 59 come out there. What's his best spot, Andrew?
He's going to play through the middle up top. And you see Garrett McLaughlin, the captain, handing the armband off to Raheem Somersault. But yeah, he's going to play through the middle. He had a great audition against Sunderland. Difficult team to play against, a championship level team in England, and he didn't know the players. I think he arrived on the Thursday, was playing on the Friday night, and he put himself about for 30 minutes and was a real problem. So I expect him to, especially against Darbo, who's not your straightforward centre half. He's a central midfielder by trade. He's going to have to deal with Natalo on his debut here. So he now knows the players a little bit better. Dean, Frenchman, spent some time in England as well. I expect him to gel a little bit better than he did that night, but he certainly did well on his audition.
Can he put together some first game magic and be the difference here as we're walking our way up to minute 82? Number 59 and number 9 up top, Natalu and Olex Anderson Jr. Let's see if they can combine and make something happen. Maldonado gives it back to Lou Young.
The second half has just disappeared. I can't believe we're in the 82nd minute right now. I called for fireworks at half time, and we were waiting around afterwards looking for them, I think.
Yeah.
Just petering out.
And these are the kind of games, if you switch off for one moment, the other team can capitalize. I'm sure that's what both teams will be looking to do, is capitalize off a mistake.
One in the middle by Fuego. Bijev was part of that. He'll get it back. He'll get it back again. Nice and tidy for number 20. Fuego, 83rd minute. A little bit of joy on the ball right now. They'll switch it other side. Beautiful trap down, knocked out of bounds by Perez. DA, number 24. Cromwell with the throw in. Carrera. Let's see if Natala can close down Carrera. He got a piece of it. That was impressive, Andrew, that closed down from 59.
Yeah, he's a handful. And obviously got the fresh legs coming in. John Bradford screaming at his back line to get up and try and squeeze the play, because at the moment, Fuego just enjoying a little bit of controlled possession.
Perez. Lou Young forced that one in there a little bit. Somersault did well to somehow keep possession. Luis Arriaga into the game. Arriaga dealing with the aspects of a new role after being a starter pretty much through the first half plus of the season.
Yeah, I felt like that came just, Dean, just as we were saying, he got his 100th appearance for the team, right? And then all of a sudden it was, now you're getting limited appearances after playing. He was an ever-present through the first 3 seasons he's been with the club.
Somersault back over to Maldonado. Now Flores Blanco. Back on his left. Good little move. Back across. Lou Young thought about keeping that run going, but then held up.
Yeah, and again, great flank play by NCFC. This time they were able to get into the box, not just whip a cross in from the flanks, but actually get into the box, pick out a runner. Fuego defender did a good job to knock that out, because, yeah, Lou Young was on that back post ready to knock that in.
'85th minute. Arriaga cleared out of there. Another big boy getting ready to come in for Fuego, and number 45, Hansen. who pretty much looks like he could be playing in any one of those college football games that are on TV today. Flag is up. Good call. Offside. Take a look at Hansen here. This guy is a beast. My goodness. Number 45, Harold Hansen from Italy, listed at 5'9", 165. I'm not buying that. That guy's a rock.
I know how he feels, Dean. Those sleeves are really tight on his biceps, you know.
That's like every day for you is what you're saying.
Central Valley substitution in the 86th minute.
Falks just talking to the fourth official there about the pull on the player at midfield just a moment ago. Lou Young was trying to stop the counter-attack because for a moment there they were caught upfield with lots of space in behind them, and the ball just never came, and it was a bit of a professional foul. I think Lou Young got away with one there. It must be his personality, Dean, that wins out.
Oh, now Lou Young seems to be down on the field.
Benton's going to come on for him.
Fans, put your hands together for number 2, Christian Lou Young, and restore wellness substitution in the 87th
Mike
minute.
McGinty, the fine assistant coach for John Bradford, with some instruction. Hernandez with a good ball to Flores Blanco. Tallo was in there. Distance! North with a big time save. It'll be a corner kick for North Carolina FC.
And this Fernandez, he's got a great right foot. We saw him provide a great assist in the first half. Looking for Garrett McLaughlin, but here the ball just pops out to him. He sets himself well and then just laces it right towards the centre of the goal, and North was equal to it, but a few inches to the left, and that would have been causing all types of problems.
Really good save from North. With his right fist, he'll punch that one out. Perez, good idea to send it back over far side. Garcia's lurking. Punched out of there. Another corner kick. North Carolina FC knocking on the door.
And that's better from North Carolina in terms of their set pieces. I think we've had some corners, some set pieces this half, and haven't quite been dangerous enough. But that was much better from NCFC. And let's see if they can't put one away here at the end of the game.
It was Garcia that scored one from a similar position last week. Got himself in Team of the Week.
Arriaga with the corner. Oh, yes! DJ Benton, and how about North Carolina FC on top 2-1?
And again, a great set piece. This is them being dangerous. A great ball served in, near post run. Perfect header up into that top corner. Referee was on the inline, so could tell that it went across the goal line. What a fantastic head. There was even a player on the post. Great finish. NCFC taking advantage of that corner.
First career goal for DJ Benton, who probably got tired of me talking about Lou Young. I think it was his first touch since coming on, and he scored.
Is that an assist for the coach for that substitution?
I think assist for Lou Young, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not good on corners. Get DJ on. I'll sit this one out. Yeah, he's like, get me on. Now it's the DJ Benton show.
And that's what you want from your substitutes. You want them to come on and make an impact. Fantastic set piece, fantastic goal. Player down now for Fuego. Now NCFC needs to finish out this game.
Take another look at the service from Arriaga, but Benton to come into the game and get himself in a good spot.
Yeah, I was wondering why Perez wasn't on it, more of an in-swinger, but this is why. It's a great whipped-in cross from Arriaga. And I think the dead giveaway is when the defender's on the post and he's on the goal line, the ball goes behind him and then comes back out. You know it's crossed the line.
Off his head, too.
Unbelievable. For a moment there, you were wondering if it was going to be one of those days where the linesman flag's down, but thankfully for North Carolina, the official called it as a goal, and they've got themselves in once again in front from a behind position. And for Fuego, it's been a tough week or so now, because they've given up so many goals, and 4-4, 3-3 today for them on that pattern. It should be 2-2, so don't rule out another opportunity for them with 7+ minutes to go.
Yeah, they're already adding on to the 7.
And for NCFC, it's great that they've come back from a goal down. Obviously, we've been talking about how they've gone down a goal early. Seems to be a trend for them. And it's great that they've gotten back in the game. They're hopefully get the 3 points out of this, but the amount of energy they've had to expend this game because they weren't able to finish those chances. They went down a goal early. If this is a 2-0 game, you rest some players, you get some minutes, especially with midweek games coming up. So that's something for them to think about moving forward. But at the end of the day, they're getting the result, up 2-1, job done. For now, obviously, 7+ minutes to go. A great job by them to get back in the game.
Yeah, massive. I mean, Captain Obvious here, I get it, but if this ends up in a tie, if they don't get that goal right there, I think it's major disappointment for John Bradford and his team.
Yeah, especially off the back of the home games and stuff like that, and last week not playing well. Today they've certainly played better, but it's very finely poised. But it comes back to creating chances, and you've got to take them, because unfortunately they've not been able to be super watertight at the back. But they put themselves in a great position now, but Fuego are full of surprises. John will not be counting his chickens just yet. The question is, does he bring on a defensive player to try and combat some of the weapons that Fuego are going to throw at them now? I think the answer is yes, Dean. Max Flick will be entering shortly.
David Diaz coming in for Central Valley, number 58. And you're right, Max Flick.
I'm going to say for OLX.
Well done.
And Talu through the middle.
Olex having a good game today. From the start, was creating chances, was a menace both offensively and putting pressure on their back line, looking to be opportunistic. Didn't quite get the goal, but created some really good chances today.
So Olex Anderson Jr.
I know when they signed Nathan and Talu, a big part of it was so when they could go to sort of this 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1 with him as the lone number 9 striker, so it gives them a different look. And now we'll get to see that right before our very eyes.
Oh, side netting. Unfortunately for Flick, he got beat on the first play that involved him, and then the shot from BJ from long distance. But side netting, so no harm, no foul.
Looks like Thompson had it covered.
I would expect this to be closer to 100 minutes based on that. They'll play advantage. That was definitely a foul, but they'll let Natala hang on to it. He's a big boy.
Yeah, you can see the presence right there straight off the bat. He's standing next to Chavez, maybe got a couple of inches on him, but it gives them something different. McLaughlin and Anderson, neither one of them are really a target striker. McLaughlin likes to drop in, link play, and the two of them work well together, but Natalu's just a different option altogether.
Here he is. Oh, lost it right there.
Well done, you two.
Speaking of well done, I want to thank our crew, Kyle Lang's gang, Ryan Schmidt producing, Ian Lang, Ryan Lutz, Brian Ware, Justin Allen, Chris Davis, and C-Money Colin Thrash up here in the booth. The great Andrew Tate, Kendall Fletcher White, Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you for this one, and what a big one it would be. It would keep North Carolina FC all alone in first place and jump them up to 47 points. They're starting to now, and they may already be there, Andrew, you've got that bigger math brain than me, but they've got enough points where I feel like they're almost mathematically in. Now it's a matter, though, of more importantly getting one of those top 2 seeds.
Oof. You can see how close that was for beat. Wow. The referee's pointing to the assistant referee saying he's given a goal kick, but the referee's got a much better position, I would say, to call that than the assistant referee, and BJ, he was thinking, oh my God, he had the angle and he bent it and it flicked off a defender and clearly was going out for a corner. But North Carolina gets the freebie there and gets a goal kick. Yeah, but going back to your point, Dean, yeah, I don't think anyone on the North Carolina staff is looking at that playoff line at this point. I think you're looking, you want to go and win the league, right? You want to go and fix some of the things that aren't quite great, like get more shutouts, get more opportunities where you're winning games 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. A few more of those would be nice to finish the season and get everyone the minutes they need. But right now they've got to just keep plugging away, get the results.
Really good touch here. Drop back over, one back by Arriaga. Nice ball. Louis Perez is fouled. And it'll be a yellow card on Dabo. On the rare occasion, Kendall Fletcher-White, that you did get a yellow card, I always find it irritating. I'm okay if the ref says yellow and stays where he is, but when he walks up on me, I'm not digging that.
Yeah.
Are you with me on that?
Yeah, it's an emphatic yellow. I think the severity of the yellow sometimes. He's making a point with his gesture.
2003, Kendall Fletcher-White won a national championship on this field against
UConn.
UConn, okay.
6-0 in the final. We won 3-0 in the final against UCLA, or semifinal against UCLA. I scored the game winner. Oh no, I think it was 3-1. No, it was 3-0. Scored off a header and did the Fletcher flip to celebrate on this field.
The Fletcher flip.
Yeah.
You still got that in your repertoire?
Yeah, some of the girls I was coaching was asking me if I could still do it. Theoretically, yes. I tore my ACL a couple years ago and haven't done it since, but I think I'm back in action and could do it again. We'll have to try it out.
That included some TST action, did it not?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
okay.
Played in the TST tournament with the U.S. women. That was a blast. Had so much fun.
Yeah, I was out here. I called like 20 of the games. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was such a good tournament. It was hosted really well by the venue, and I think TST did a fantastic job for the first one ever. So much good feedback. Teams had a blast. I think the format was great. The extra goal at the end was really exciting. Always ended on a goal.
It was awesome. Final minutes here. Give Central Valley Fuego FC a ton of credit. They continue to try to hang in here. I think we're going to 100, so I think there's 2 minutes left. Andrew, you're usually pretty good at that.
I think 100's a fair bet. That's a better ball from Perez this time. This is where John Bradford was pointing to a few moments ago. If you're going to give it away in the corners. Don't invite Fuego forward. Nervy moments going the other way.
Bradford not happy at all. He was already headed to the corner, so why he stopped, I'm not sure.
Gave the ball away. Now giving Fuego a chance to get forward. NCFC needs to get back and tucked in. Prevent this attack.
This is huge right here. This guy can serve a good ball. He'll get a corner kick, so corner kick time.
And again, these are some of the things that NCFC can be thinking future forward with, learning from that at the end of a game. How can we kill this game, not allow this opportunity for Fuego to get in? So maybe this is some stuff that they can start to tweak and get ready for in terms of finals football.
I thought North, now North's just staying in midfield.
Much to the frustration of the staff.
Yeah, this is a good ball here. Thompson with one hand, kind of a weak hand. Whew. And then he was in no man's land. He was like 3 yards outside the 6. And that's going to do it. How about North Carolina FC? They get a 2-1 win.
Yeah, great result for them at home. With a table as tight as it is, they got the job done. At the end of the day, It wasn't pretty, but they got it done.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty at the top of the table now with a bit of a cushion, and sets up Wednesday night really pretty now.
All right, I want to thank Kyle Lang, Ryan Schmidt, Ian Lang, Ryan Lutz, Brian Ware, Justin Allen, Chris Davis, Colin Thrash. Up in the booth, the great Andrew Tate, Kendall Fletcher White. I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? They're in first place, all alone with a 2-1 win over Central Valley Fuego FC.
League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.